Wow, what a game. Man United 9. Man United 9. Southampton 0. None of us could see that coming. What a performance. Very early on, look, the red card came after 70 odd seconds, and it obviously did change the game. But you got to give massive props to the players. I don't care, to win any game 9-0, you got to give massive props to the players, because one thing we've been labelled with, especially this season and recent seasons, is not being able to break teams down, can't play against a low block. And you guys know your football. If someone goes down to 10 men, it can make it very difficult sometimes even harder. You've got your two banks of four, and you might have one striker up front. Obviously, everyone behind the ball, tight, compact, not much gaps, no space to run in behind. It changes the whole complexity of the game. Sometimes you actually look at a team going down to 10 men and think, I'd rather them actually have 11 and actually come at us a bit. We put that to bed very, very, very early. With the early goal after, like, what was it, like 18 minutes, something like that. Luke Shaw, there's so many good performances today, but I'm going to start with Luke Shaw. He's just on another level with his performances right now. I said it when he got the assist. It's about time that his crosses were getting treated with respect, because, I saw someone put a bit of a montage out about Luke Shaw's kind of proposed assist. If people would have finished their chances, he should almost be in double figures assists. He's playing so well. He was high up the pitch along with Rashford, linking up. And you know what? Testament to Ollie as well, because it's definitely working in terms of us crossing more frequently. We're looking more dangerous in those areas. We've done the same against Arsenal, and the best chances came from wide areas from crossing as well. So massive props to Luke Shaw. I think he's going from strength to strength. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, listen. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is a player that I really like. He's a player that I've criticised in terms of his attacking ability, his reading of the game, but I really like him as a player, and I want him to improve. And what he's showing now is just how much he's improving in this moment. He had a shaky start to the season, as did all of our players. Let's be real. But he's going from strength to strength too. I think he's improving on the ball. He's making better decisions on the ball. Yes, he's still got things to work on. He's still young. He's still growing into this role at Man United. And he's doing a great job right now. The numbers he's putting up are good. He's consistently affecting the game from that position. Yes, he needs to brush up positionally, and, how far he comes across the cover. Lindelof needs to be worked on, or sometimes he gets caught out of position. That's still probably one of the biggest weaknesses in his game, but he looks like he's ready and willing to embrace his weaknesses and work on his weaknesses. And I'm seeing a player that's steadily just improving game on game on game, and I think it will come. So big up to Wan-Bissaka. Great for him to get another goal. That's 2 for the season. Yeah, he scored one against Newcastle where he spanked it in the top bins as well. So brilliant for Wan-Bissaka. I think he's gone from strength to strength. I think that the sending off really helped McTominay. It really helped McTominay, because I think in the game that Solskjaer was expecting to have, and rightly so with 11 men, was a quite combative midfield. Even though the young lad was making his Premier League debut, I think he was for Southampton. He was expecting legs and energy in there. But because of the sending off, we got to see the Scott McTominay that we want to see, even when there's 11 men, which is him driving forward, which is him sometimes playing a little bit higher up at the right times, a box-to-box role. And it really helped. It really helped him, and he scored a great goal with a clean cut strike. That's one thing about Scott McTominay. He's got very good technique. He is quite, when I say a technical player, because people might laugh and say, "Come on, Flex, he can't do this pass." When I say technical player, I mean he's got a good technique. He can strike a ball quite clean. He's got a neat touch, and he looks after the ball when he's feeling confident and got space. Yes, when he has to play a few more intricate passes that are a bit beyond him, he might struggle, but he's got a very clean strike of the ball. He's proved that quite a few times. Great strike for him today. I was really impressed by that. Edinson Cavani, man, I was so happy he got his goal. Because even the play he was doing, the link-up play, the one-touch play, the passes around corners. What I love about Cavani is that he just keeps it so simple, man. He was brilliant today in that first half. And the goal he scores just tops it off. Proper vintage Cavani. What a header. Bottom corner. And Luke Shaw, again, gets the assist as well. So strength to strength. And do you know what I kind of like most about this performance? Because you get these kind of freak results that happen, and you can't get too carried away. Everton's another challenge, a new set of challenges, and it's not going to be anywhere near as easy a game as it was today. And none of us expected the game to be as easy as it was today. But the mentality of the players and Solskjaer, I really enjoyed today, because at halftime, 4-0 up, I was saying, just get Donny van der Beek on, just get him on. I was saying, just take off Bruno and put Van der Beek or whoever you need to take off. Just get him on the pitch, and Martial too. And I think the game management from Ollie was superb, because the fact that he took off Luke Shaw, which actually I wasn't actually expecting it, but when I deep it, we can't do without Luke Shaw right now. He's so essential. He didn't play against Sheffield United. And yes, football's if, buts or maybes, but he was a massive miss against Sheffield United. We even brought him on in like the 80-something minute against Sheffield United to try and get some rhythm and get an equaliser at the time. I think it was, I can't remember. But he's so essential to us. So good game management from Solskjaer to put Fred left back. We're 4-0 up. Fred, go and do a job. I can't be about Luke Shaw. I need to wrap him in cotton wool. And Cavani too. I think that's interesting. He could have took off Marcus Rashford, could have took off Bruno and wrapped them in cotton wool, because they're equally as important. But he took off Cavani at halftime after getting his first goal. Now, he could have, maybe left Cavani on. He's feeling confident, want to get his goal tally up a little bit. But I think, one, you've got a Martial there who's out of form and needs a little spur, which I'll get onto that in a second. There's that to think about. And two, we got Everton on Saturday. And I think that he's saying, we're just a better balanced team with Cavani. Cavani needs to start as many games in a row as possible. And this is a prime example of start your best team, even though some people argued it wasn't the best team because it didn't have Pogba in midfield or it didn't have Bailly at the centre-back, whatever. But you start your best team and then you take your players off. Perfect game management. And Martial, when he came on, he needed that. The 2 goals he scored were fantastic. He gets a penalty, which I think was lucky. I think he anticipates the contact coming. The contact doesn't quite come. And then the VAR is a bit of a farce with what happened with Arsenal with their red card for David Luiz and the red card for Bednarak as well. I just think the rule's stupid. I think VAR is just ruining football, or the implementation of it, or the rules that are there are just are nonsense. But I think Man United are back on track. I think that's the main thing. United are back on track because we had to win today. I wanted a nice, comfortable performance. My God, did we get that? But I was more worried about the result, because after losing to Sheffield United and not winning against Arsenal with the chances that we had, the 2 best chances of the game, in my opinion, you didn't want that little thing to creep in with, Liverpool are starting to hit form. Man City are doing their thing. Those teams are playing each other very soon. There's a lot of big games coming up. We had to get back to winning ways very quickly. And this puts us the confidence sky high, puts us in a good position to go into that Everton game and get something out of it. So, yeah, I was massively impressed with the attitude of the players, how they played, the hunger to get more goals as well. 4-0 up is, and you see, and you know what as well, because Southampton kind of changed their shape in the second half. Don't get me wrong, 4-0 down, not a lot to play for, but pride. But they were a lot more compact in that second half. It was really congested in that central area. And the more patterns of play that were developing, I was like, I think this could be a difficult half in terms of getting more goals, because we've got to keep moving the ball sideways and hope for a cross and for something happens. But we managed to keep playing through the middle. Bruno, again, I think he got a couple of assists and scored a pen as well. So many things happened. I can't even remember who got all the assists, you know what I mean? And the goals and whatnot. But brilliant from Bruno again today. Good to see Dan James get a goal as well. Yeah, it's Bruno who headed it to him. And Bruno chipped it into Martial. That's his 2 assists. Martial's goals, though, were really well taken. And it just shows you, I know, look, people can say it's 4-0 against Southampton Flex. Where is this energy when X, Y, Z? I get that. But he possesses the skill and the ability to provide finishes like we saw today from him, especially the one where he chested it down and fired it into the roof of the net. And he's unlucky not to get a hat-trick tonight, because that one where he's clean through and went for the dink over the keeper, we know he's got that in the locker too. So I'm so pleased for Anthony, because he needs that. He needs that. And the interesting thing now is, does Solskjaer have a bit of a dilemma? Does he have a bit of a, a selection headache coming up to Everton? For me, I still think Cavani needs to start at number 9. Always. If he's fit, he needs to play there. Rashford, I think, is more comfortable from the left, but now he wants to get a tune out of Martial. Does he say, right, Tony, you come back on the left and Rashford, you go on the right? Does he give Greenwood a rest? Does Pogba come back in? So a lot of questions for this Everton game, but a chance to build some real momentum. You've got to big up all the players. You've got to big up the attitude from the coaching staff and the decisions that Oli made and how he handled the game. I think it was absolutely spot on. United back on track. My man of the match. Wow. It could have been a whole host of players. Could even be Martial for the cameo he had in the second half. Cavani, I thought, was excellent. Luke Shaw. But I'm going to go Wan-Bissaka. It could have been a whole host of players, guys, don't get me wrong. But I've been the first to criticize him going forward, and I want him to improve. And I wouldn't say he's proven me wrong, because I believed he can get better. I believed he can improve. But he's proven that he can step up to the mark, and his mentality is spot on. And I love that in him. And the last month or so, last couple of months to a month, he's been playing really well. He's been improving game on game, and he's getting better and better with every game. So yeah, big up AWB, man. That's my man of the match. Roll on Saturday. And before I leave, I want to big up you guys for all the support you've been giving me as well. Had to address some stuff that was in the mainstream media as well. Check that out on my YouTube channel, The Flex, and on my Instagram socials and Twitter, Flex UTD. You guys know where to find me. Just going to keep going, do what we're doing. Do you know what I'm saying? Keep going, do what we're doing. And we're going to be out here fighting for all forms of equality and just fairness, man. Just equality on all fronts. You know what I mean? So big up for all your love and support and comments and stuff like that. I'm good, and we're going to keep going and keep smashing this, guys. I'm out of here. See you guys. When will I see you guys? Thursday for the Flex and KG show. Peace.